Hey guys, what's up? Uh, my live commentary was pretty quiet during this battle because I died a few times, and by this point here, this is my fifth attempt, I think. So I was pretty perturbed and quiet at times through most of this fight. So I thought that this would be a good opportunity to record my kind of thoughts and opinions on the Claptastic Voyage DLC and the current state of Borderlands, the pre-sequel in general. Uh, First and foremost, I really liked the Claptastic Voyage DLC. And I know I've kind of talked a lot of shit on the pre-sequel, but all in all, as a one playthrough game, it was excellent for the story alone. Like I said, I think the story in the pre-sequel was the best one out of the three games so far. But it was just the mobs were like the maps didn't feel like they were organized very well. Like the mobs felt like they were too spread out, and uh, not having respawnable bosses kind of put a hampering on things, but they made, I think, all of the bosses except obviously you can't fight Flame Knuckle again. Um, who's the other one? Zarpedon. But they put Zarpedon's loot pool in with the Sentinel, so you can get the ZX1, I think, is what she dropped, and it was it the Prismatic Bulwark, I think, was the other one. But at any rate, that's a big step in the right direction for improving at least what my gripes were with the game. You still kind of have the spread out mob density, so like there's no real good mobbing maps in the core game like there was with like in Borderlands 2. You had the Bloodshot Stronghold and Southpaw's Demon Power. In the first game, you had oh shit, the level right before the vault where you fought the Destroyer. I can't remember the name of it now. The Crimson Lance Armory, or not the Armory, the Enclave was pretty good. You could also run through the back door to get there and get a few more chests. And then Old Haven was a pretty good mobbing map. But you didn't really have any maps like that in the pre-sequel. Now, there's a couple areas in Claptastic Voyage I think might be pretty good for mobbing. I got to play it a little bit more to see. And the enemies are fairly varied, so that's pretty cool. The story was kind of, you know, lighthearted at first, but man, this DLC ended on like a downer. I mean, it kind of was like, wow, I feel bad for my actions in this game. But because Claptrap really doesn't irritate me like he does some people. Um, but I mean, all in all, it is what it is. Now, leading up to the ending of the DLC was pretty much perfect. The pacing was good. They kept it interesting with the story uh, for what they could. I currently replaying it with Athena to see what her character specific dialogue is. I'll probably run through it with the other ones too, um, except for maybe Aurelia. I don't know what it is with her. I just can't get into playing as her for some reason. It's I don't know why. I just can't. Nisha and Athena are still my favorites. I kind of mess around with Jack here and there. Wilhelm, just, I don't know. I kind of get the same feeling with Wilhelm that I had with Axton and Roland in the first two games. They're just like your standard fare soldier type of class. Uh, Not knocking people that play those characters. They're just not for me. Uh, and Claptrap I mess around with mainly due to the kind of randomness of his action skill. It's kind of fun, but uh, Nisha and Athena are the two that I've been putting the most time in with. They were Nisha was who I basically started the game with, and then Athena, I played her for nostalgia purposes because she was obviously in the first game. But the incentive for kind of getting different little flavorings on the story by playing as the different characters. incentivizes me more to play as the different characters than say, the first two games because they all basically had the kind of the same reaction to everything outside of a couple little scenarios here and there. Like in the first game or the second game, really, I think the only differences in what they said were just kind of like quest reactions, and it was still kind of vanilla. It was basically just the same wording or the same general point, just worded slightly different. But then they kind of opened that up with the Tiny Tina DLC and the Headhunter packs. They started giving each character their own unique dialogue for the situation or the quest completion or quest encounter or whatever. And I'm glad to see that they really expanded upon that in the pre-sequel. That was one of my favorite things about it. The level caps and Ultimate Vault Hunter mode in the pre-sequel feel pretty good. Um, I think they may have balanced it just right to find that happy medium between the hardcore Borderlands players and the people that didn't quite like playing at Overpower 8 on Borderlands 2. It's kind of tough, but it feels pretty fair for the most part. You're not like walking into a room, taking a bullet to the head and getting downed immediately, but you're still kind of mowing through crowds depending on your build and your gear, but it's not quite as bad as it was where almost everything felt trivial at level 50 in Borderlands. Well, in the first Borderlands, everything feels pretty trivial because no matter what level you're at, once you get past 50, you're pretty much overpowered. Whereas in the pre-sequel, 50, you were pretty much just romper stomping everything you came across. However, I do kind of feel like that might have been kind of a bane for this ending boss here. Because as much as I like the DLC, the ending boss, Eclipse and Eos or whatever the hell he's called when he's in the shape of the moon base. I felt those could have been well at the first 5 minutes of the Eclipse fight. I was like, this is a pretty cool boss fight. It's he's not really a pushover. He's not grossly unfair. But then as the fight wore on, because he has a huge shield and health pool, I kind of started getting irritated. Plus, he announces what his attack is going to be. And after like 10 minutes of hearing Eat Hot Photon, Volt Hunter, I was pretty much kind of irritated and annoyed by that point from hearing that. I think I heard it so many times it kind of made me go retarded. Um, so I kind of feel like they took what could have been a really good boss fight and kind of just like stretched it out to lengths that it didn't need to be, especially considering there's a second phase. And this phase also could have been a really good boss fight, but it just stretched out for far too long. Having him disappear and then recharge his shield and come back, and just the massive health pool that he has, it would have worked as a raid boss, but I can see people that are unsuspecting coming into this battle and just getting annihilated or having ammo issues or whatever because it's just he's not for the impatient or the weak of heart, I guess you could say, for lack of a better term. And I can see the more casual Borderlands players getting frustrated by the encounter. Uh, it This phase of the fight frustrated me pretty good a couple times. I think like my second and my third time trying to beat him, I had him down to like an ass hair of health, and I got whacked by his missiles, and there was nothing around for me to kill to get a second wind, and I raged pretty hard a couple times, and it's just not so much because the fight is unfair with his attacks or anything. It's just because it takes so long to get to the end of that health bar that when you do die and you have to respawn and his everything starts over, it just pisses you off because it's like I just wasted all that time and kind of fucked myself. But like that's the double-edged sword though. You either let the minions hang around and that's just extra damage you're getting, or you destroy the minions to eliminate the extra damage and hope that they respawn around the time that you get down so that you can get back up. So I mean, it's kind of like I said, it's a bit of a catch-22, but I think his main problem there is just the health pool. It's just entirely too big, I think, and that's just my opinion. You know, your mileage may vary. Other people may feel it's just fine, but you know, I eventually put him down. Right there, I put him down, and then I went down at the same time. So he couldn't even let me have the satisfaction of killing him and surviving the encounter. But all in all, I really enjoyed the Claptastic Voyage. I am all right with where the prequel is at now. I wish there was a little bit better pacing in some of the maps that came with the base game. But other than that, I think it is a solid game that not quite as good as Borderlands or Borderlands 2, but definitely worth the price of admission now, especially if you got the Handsome Collection. Um, I think it all kind of ended up working out. It just took them a while to get there. So, but here's the completion of the quest and the end credits. That's about it.
Where's the legendary?
Hey, you got the egg source. Awesome. Get back to me at the lab.
What's that?
This is
Laser
gonna be
discer.
so cool.
That was an awesome fight! Yeah, we showed him. Oh, look at all the cool loot! Pick this one up! No, pick this one up! You and me really get on!
Whoa! That's pretty cool.
Hey, you want to go to that beach now?
Beach.
Where are you going? Can I come? Hey, you want to stay for dinner? I mean, I don't really eat, but I could watch you eat.
There you go. That wasn't so hard, was it? Touch that panel on the console. It'll extract the egg source from you. You want to cross your legs or something? This is definitely gonna hurt. Act goddamn fun. Consider me, as your gainful employer, very, very happy.
You ain't seen nothing yet, lover boy.
You've given me the keys to the Hyperion Kingdom. Tapster's ultra secret designs, latest intel, and the program codes to eliminate any product line I goddamn choose. Like, say, those pain-in-the-ass bumbling screw-up claptrap units.
Robot genocide. Oh, sweetie, you shouldn't have.
It's so good to be the king, baby.
They didn't put Aurelia and the doppelganger in the cutscene. It's actually kind of sad.
And that's my awesome origin story.
Isn't that just superheroes and stuff?
And didn't you sort of completely lose your powers at the end?
He right. It's a de-origin story.
Oh, sure. You can look at it that way. But through it all, I learned something. I learned that no matter what this brutally heartless and desperately meaningless universe throws at us, our spirits can never really be broken when we walk hand in hand, wrapped in the companionship of others. I guess what I'm saying is, we're a team, and I love you guys.
Shut up, Claptrap.
See? A team!
No, seriously, shut up.
He's such a lovely robot, such a tip-top bloke. And if it weren't for Claptrap, your life would be a joke. He's such a lovely robot, he's such a tip-top bloke. And if it weren't for Claptrap, our life would be a joke. They all shout his name when he walks into town. Hooray, here comes Claptrap, get rid of your frown. He wouldn't hurt your mom or dad, won't hurt you or me. The mention of his very name fills us all with glee. It's Clappy, we're happy. It's Clappy, yeah. He's such a lovely robot, such a tip-top bloke. And if it weren't for Claptrap, your life would be a joke. He's such a lovely robot, he's such a tip-top bloke. And if it weren't for Claptrap, our life would be a joke. They all shout his name when he walks into town. Hooray, here comes Claptrap, get rid of your frown. He wouldn't hurt your mom or dad, won't hurt you or me. The mention of his very name fills us all with glee. It's Clappy, we're happy. It's Clappy, yeah.
I thought maybe that Claptrap song would be longer.
I'm standing in your server room, 'cause I got kicked by playing Doom. The lights are dim, but I can see your hardware is for quality. I need to apply the patch so I can get back in the match. But something's caught my eye, a mainframe reaching to the sky. You've got a good looking mainframe. I like the size of your mainframe. I have a query for your mainframe. Can I make an input of a request? You've got a good looking mainframe. I like the size of your mainframe. I have a query for your mainframe. Can I make an input of a request? You've got a good looking mainframe. I like the size of your mainframe. I have a query for your mainframe. Can I make an input of a request? You've got a good looking mainframe. I like the size of your mainframe. I have a query for your mainframe. Can I make an input of a request? It's standing there so shiny. Will you accept my query?
Okay, we heard the claptrap songs. The hell?
Got ourselves a bit of a fighter, eh?
Nice little nod to the beginning of Borderlands 2. Whoa, so it's like a corrosive bitch. Huh. Outside of the Hyperion site, it has pretty much what I like on a SMG. Play unfair. I wonder what the...
Let's check the stats.
Huh. Oh well, that was the Claptastic Voyage. So we're going to wrap this up. And like always, guys, I want to thank y'all for watching. Thank you for putting up for some of my little mini rages during the last boss fight. And like always, we'll see you in the next one. So thanks again, guys. Have a good one.